Now, HTML first. What is HTML and PHP and the MySQL? So in this part, try to understand this concept of this connection. So HTML, so you know in this HTML you can create the forms, especially the forms. Okay. So the form means it is a dynamic version. So you can, for an example, you know there's a Facebook username, password, and Instagram, any kind of applications. So there are two, for an example, the minimum, the username and the password. Listen carefully. In that username, you just type your name. For an example, if you do not have your account in this particular website or applications, it won't allow you to access the their services. So likewise, the first of all, you should sign in. Until that sign, you can't access that services. So therefore, this HTML and HTML, PHP, and the MySQL, the three, the fundamental concepts works on the websites to ensure the customer, not customer, that there is a services to the credentials. They can distribute the credentials and all. And HTML, in that HTML, there are two types of, let us assume that there's a two text box. So username and the password. Now you are typing your name and wrong password, for an example. So certainly you will appear that if it is wrong, you will get the message, either you use username wrong or a password. So then if you type correct version, then it would be returned to the exact services, the dashboard. Okay. So this is the main concept of this. This is HTML file, even though you can use the HTML file, but usually the PHP is support only the .php. So the basic fundamental you can create by using the HTML text. HTML text, your forums and the username and the dialog box and so on with the login. Okay, once you click that one, it will be returned to the dashboard. Otherwise, it will be returned to the same page, either different pages. It is based on their coding. And now you can get the message of username is wrong or a password is wrong or you are not allowing you to some different terms. It is the developer's idea. So whatever the idea they have, they can give whatever information. So now you can get the information, the basic idea. Now the problem, HTML, hypertext markup language, does not support to the dynamic version. HTML is a static part. And there is another DB. Without the DB, you won't be able to catch this. Now look at this. Now the HTML. In this HTML, actually, the information, whatever the informations that you are typing, this will be checked with the database. Now the username is there and the password is there. So this is a user. For an example, let us assume that user, the table called user, the field called username and the password with some fields also. So now when you type that one, first of all, it will be when you logged in. This will be send the message to this username equal this one, which means this part, username equal, for an example, AAA. Now you type AAA 123 password. So then AAA and password is equal to 123. Okay. So then if there is a message, this is not, you know that the password should be 6 and with the capital lock and simple lock, there is a different concept. Just to explanation, I just wanted to you know how does it work, how this form is work. Now you can see that username is AAA. Now he is typing that AAA and the password is 123. Once you logged in, this will be redirect to this page and check whether this credential, this informations are accurate. If there is a AA, for an example, AAA and the wrong 678, then this would be written, this is a wrong message. Then the PHP, okay? Now, here, the HTML does not have privilege to access the username and the password in the database. This is the main important. So the HTML forms, it can check whether this, just to display hypertext markup language, it can transfer among the websites or different networks, but it does not have any kind of a mechanism or technology to check the database fields and columns. Due to that cases, the PHP is alive. So then the PHP means, what is that? The PHP is the mediator in between the HTML and the database. So PHP means, now you can see the PHP is some coding which will check the username and the password, and I'll explain that one by one. And now you, first of all, you should connect the database. Okay? Either you can create the database first, if there is a database in the MySQL, and then you can recheck, you can create the table through the PHP code, second one. Or if there is a table is there, then you can update the table, you can create the columns and fields, records, you can create the records. Now this is belongs to the record. For an example, sign up page, you can see there are numerous text and the password boxes are there. Once you type all the record and submit, all the record will be saved in a one single row in a MySQL table, which means one form belongs to a one single record, because all the records are belongs to my one. So I wanted to check that this my one, my name, my address, my contact number and all. That is what you call it. We learned that entity in a ER diagram. So therefore, this is the whole concept of the PHP and HTML and the MySQL. This is a MySQL. Not only the MySQL, you know the Postgre, there are numerous applications are there, database are there. But in this case, according to your advanced level, there is a MySQL. So that's why I explained that MySQL. So this is a DB, just database. MySQL is a database, DB. So the HTML is the normal page, but the PHP is the programming language. It can communicate with the user and the server. Actually, this is called as a server. So that's why the PHP does not work any environment unless the server. So you should install the server, SAMP or a RAM, then only this concept will work. So this is the very briefing idea. So then the first initially you should connect from the HTML, and under the HTML you should say it as a PHP, that you know that PHP. I'll explain that one by one. But in PHP, that's why you said that question mark, PHP, and within this PHP, all the entire code can be done, the PHP programming. In this particular area, you know that there are four main concepts are there. The four items, four what do you call the tables? Not tables. The four variables. We are using four variables to connect the database as well as the client side. So here, this is called client information. For an example, this is client web pages or any other applications. Now, once you type that one, the PHP is connect with the server. This is requesting from this part. The server is responding. Okay, but I told you that SAMP, WAMP, likewise the LAMP, and there are so many web servers are there. Now you are requesting from the client, and I told you that SAMP, WAMP, these are the local server environment. Local server environment. The local server means now you are using your laptop or a PC by itself. You just install the server software, RAM, SAM, and you are changing or configuring your local PC as a server. That is called as a local server or local host. So now you are requesting and send it back, then it will go back to the server, this PHP server, and the server is requesting to the database. This is a PHP server, there is a DB. Because the DB cannot access by any persons or any other the user's interface. The server can access the DB through the DBMS. Okay. So this is the fundamental idea about the HTML, PHP, MySQL table, and so on. Okay, my dear students, let's learn further about the how to connect the database with the PHP and how to save the database and how to connect. So I'm explaining all the informations this particular messages. Why? Because we are going to discuss the 2022 paper D part. In the D part, the server request. Now you can say that why we are using a dollar server. So in that particular area, if $_server, this is one of the variable, the global variable we use as in the PHP. Okay. So now you know what is a server because this is a PHP server. Now you are calling if the server request method. Okay. Now I told you that request method equal to. There are two types of request method. One of this item is post, another one is get. Okay, my dear students, we will discuss one by one about the PHP question in 2022. So that's why I explained all the information. Now you can get an idea about what is a PHP, what is the HTML, what is a MySQL, and why we are using all in one single application or one single mechanism or method. Why? Because if you do not install the server, then the PHP does not support. And if you do not install that particular SAMP or WAMP or something, then within that particular software, there are four combination of technologies. Number one, WAMP is a Windows support. The SAMP is a support for the cross-platform. Okay. Actually, there are Mac is also there. So the LAMP is also there. The what do you call that? Not Windows, Linux kernel. So the X can be worked with the Linux and the Windows also. And there's a Windows WAMP. Apache is a server. It supports and communicates through the PHP. Apache server. And there's a Windows WAMP. M means MySQL or a MongoDB. Okay, the last one, Perl or a PHP. So these are the 4 terms they use, WAMP or a SAM. So this is the concept of this and the server. Now now you install that server means your HTML does not have a privilege to access the MySQL. Now you use the Apache server and with the PHP configurations, then the PHP can work on that particular environment and it access the database, MySQL or MongoDB, then it gives the information and retrieve the informations and so on. So this is concept of the responding, the client server architecture. Client is requesting. Now we are always checking that requesting method, server requesting method. And the serving method is a different because that's why I explain this under this 2022 items, which explains all the concept. Okay.